afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, this is Dr. Carlos Sanchez, and this is the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being with us. And we have a great show prepared for you today with wonderful guests. I think you'll be fascinated the way we are with the depth of knowledge and what this person does. She will liven up any party, obviously family and corporate parties, and she's a wonderful entertainer, master teacher, and someone that we've grown to respect and to honor. Our guest today is Miriam Amaya. Miriam, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you, Carlos, for inviting me.
And it's interesting because what you do is so visual, yet we're going to try to give people something to listen to about your work. So it's interesting, right? I mean,
yes, very interesting.
Because in general, well, you'll be on that right there.
Okay.
So people can see you, yeah. And but still, you do your shows. I mean, it's such a beautiful visual representation of culture that you do have to see it to understand it.
Correct.
And so we'll talk to Miriam here in the next few minutes. We have a lot of questions prepared for her. But first, we want to talk just a little bit about our Chamber of Commerce and a few things that I think matter to people about us. One of them, of course, is that we have about 460 members now, and 60% of our members are Hispanic. Yet at our events, about 70% of the people that show up are not Hispanic. Right? So that's cultural. We don't even know what it is. We stopped asking. You know, we're just happy when people show up. We have about 30 events per month. And today, Miriam, you were with us at our luncheon. So we do a lunch here in the Woodlands-Conroe area every Tuesday. Talk at a place called Spring Creek Barbecue. And you were this was your first time that you came to this meeting, right, Miriam?
Yes, I was there for the first time.
So you mentioned, is it kind of different from other events that you've got that we do?
Yes, the energy is different, and you see that people go there. It's business-minded people, people who want to network, people who want to help you. More obviously, they're looking for referrals, but they're there to help others.
I think that it's really weird to say, but it's if of all of our groups, it's the group that's responded, I guess, just to my intentions. You know, that I've told them, okay, guys, when you come here, very well to that. You know, they're very kind. I think they're some of the most interesting and some of the most caring people that you'll find in the business community. So the Woodlands is yeah, it's a good example of the way I believe networking should be. You know? When you go to other groups, sometimes the groups, you know what I mean.
Yes.
You know, it's just
they stick to one another. You know, just certain people.
And there's nobody telling them not to. That's another big deal. Like, I know I get in trouble with some people that say that I'm mean or whatever. but look, if you're wasting time, I have to tell you, look, you're wasting time. Do something else, you know. Yes. So sometimes I do voice my opinion, and that's just how it is. So
deal with it.
It's part of being in the chamber. Look, we're a package.
Yes.
I come with the package.
Yes, definitely.
So anyway, on Tuesdays we have that meeting, but then tonight we have another meeting called Latinas Without Borders. And it's called that, and I'm going to explain because we're in Conroe, and I need to explain why we call it Latinas Without Borders, because some folks have been asking. You know, and I mentioned it earlier. Basically, the whole vision of Latinas Without Borders is it's a women's success group. It has nothing to do with other things other than business and learning and growing. Some networking, but mainly that. You know, it's business. So somebody was asking me the other day why we call it Latinas Without Borders, and you know, the simple answer to that question is I really couldn't come up with a better name, because for the past 20 years, and having trademarked, you know, I own the words Leaders Without Borders. That's the name of my company. I've written books called Leaders Without Borders. My website is Leaders Without Borders. Everything is without borders. So I had to name a Latina group. I named it Latinas Without Borders, just because everything else is called the same way. It has nothing to do with trying to infiltrate or all these weird things people were telling me. Why would I, you know, if I have no political intentions, our organization is not politically minded, there's no reason for me to do anything other than the Chamber of Commerce. We don't get involved in politics, you know. We respect all our members that do. So that's a big deal. We're not naming it this way. You know, we're in Conroe, we want to make it, you know, some sort of thing. It's just the name of the group.
It's not Pancho Villa's.
Right. I mean, we're not hitting a revolution. It's not that bad. So I mean, because some folks get concerned. I mean,
Yes,
well,
definitely.
people always get concerned when people get organized and they don't know what it's
Hmm.
about.
Hmm.
And all we're doing basically is bringing together business people who want to network and
Yes.
gain visibility
Yes.
and be successful.
Hmm.
That's it. So go to our website, check us out, mytexaschamber.org, mytexaschamber.org, and you'll find, the Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. That's the website. And you'll learn all about us, and it has nothing to do with anything. So don't worry. We're not trying to overtake or I know. It's just people. I mean, you shouldn't get, anyway,
It's good.
Latinos Without Borders. So it's tonight. All the women in our chamber are invited. It's managed and run by Sabrina Amel, who's a great leader with our chamber. She's also owner of the Amel Agency, and she sponsors this radio show.
Yes.
So their agency is really involved with our chamber. And why do you laugh?
No,
Why do you smile? Go ahead, don't worry.
because they're great people. The few times that I've seen
Mhm.
them, they're very helpful,
Mhm.
and they're out there too, and you can tell that they love what they do.
Right.
So.
That's a big deal because it shows,
Mhm, mhm.
And our speaker tonight, her name is Sandra Gracia. Sandra Gracia is Vice President of Operations for Mass Mutual. Mass Mutual is a big life insurance company.
Mhm.
They do all kinds of insurance, right? And she manages 200 agents. Right? So she manages a lot of people. So she's coming tonight to give us a presentation on success and on women's things. I don't know what else because they don't tell me. I mean, So that's at Brio tonight at 5:30. Starts at 5:30 tonight.
I'll be there.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah. So you'll be one of the 30 people that we have registered. We'll see what happens because with the weather, it looks like it cleared up, but still, you just never know.
I
Anyway,
just need to do the rain dance so the rain goes away. Maybe.
I didn't know they danced for it to go away, but yeah, you can dance for it to go away. Whatever works, I mean.
We'll see.
Okay, so tomorrow we're in Katy. We have lunch in Katy from 11:30 to 1:30 at Cape Cod Cafe. That's an interesting lunch. It's always interesting there because
Yes.
it's really not a place to do networking. It's a little bit louder, but people like it. I mean, the chef, we're trying to support the chef, Chef David, who has his restaurant there, Cape Cod Cafe Express in Katy.
Mhm.
But we're going to start a meeting in Spanish in Katy also,
Oh.
and we're going to start a breakfast meeting in Katy. Something like in the morning, like maybe Fridays. We don't know yet, but something for sure in the morning because we've been given a lot of requests for those two things. In Espanol, it's a big deal because we have one here in the Woodlands on Fridays, and 30, 40 people show up to that thing.
Mhm.
It's just that networking for people who speak only Spanish. Is it different than English? What do you think?
It is different.
How is it different?
I don't know. Just the I'm sure. I don't know, just the whole energy changes. It's not the same.
It's very different. I make a lot of people upset. I'm going to change that. I mean,
Why not?
Well, I don't try to, but there are certain characteristics of people that in the Hispanic culture they have a lot of tendency to do. Things like, try to make themselves better than the rest. Like I'm a big shot. Look at me, and I look at them and I go, "Come on, you want me to buy from you, or you want me to be impressed by you? What do you want? Because in general, when you impress people by how important you are, they don't buy from you.
No.
So I've had to say some things, and it wasn't pretty, but it doesn't matter. We're starting in Spanish. The culture, like we said, is different. So I can be flexible to lead that group, but they have to want to be led, which is another thing because we have things about power too in Spanish. It's just the whole thing. So it's a wonderful group, the one we have so far. We had one already before a year ago, but it didn't grow. Okay. Just because we didn't have somebody like Olga Lopez. Olga Lopez she's in charge of pushing that group and making sure people sign up and things like that. So whenever you have a champion, they call them, people like that.
It's Olga.
Well, for the Spanish group, it's Olga. For Latinas Without Borders, it's Sabrina. So whenever we have groups, because we're so heavily populated by women.
Yes.
I know who runs the chamber. I just act like it, but it's the women. I know because they show up.
Yes.
And when they show up, they're easy to be friends with, and with guys, it's a little bit different. Right? I mentioned that earlier. Anyway, so we're in Katy tomorrow. We're starting something in Spanish in Katy soon, and something in the morning. There's one lady down there in Katy who owns a banquet hall.
Oh,
And
wonderful.
she just joined. We have to still talk to her tomorrow to clarify some things. But as soon as we clear it up with her, we're going to start doing stuff in her banquet hall. And that's actually good for you too.
Yeah,
Down the road, people like that,
Mhm.
because people that own banquet halls also employ belly dancers.
Correct.
Dancers. So that's tomorrow. On Thursday, when Galleria. Yeah, you've come to Galleria.
Yeah.
So do you like it there?
I love it. It's actually, I want to say 7 to 10 minutes from my home.
What? Really? No wonder.
Yeah.
You get there early.
Yes.
And you're never early. No. But you get
Carlos.
there. You get there early, and I'm
it's
glad.
wonderful.
So
It's very open. I like Galleria. The food is so good.
and the part that people don't know, guys, if you're listening and you're thinking about Galleria and you're thinking about Tamagotchi and you're thinking it's too expensive, you know what?
No.
Spring Creek barbecue is more expensive than that place. If you go to Spring Creek and you buy a mixed platter, that's $18. If you go to Tamagotchi and you buy this gigantic
chicken breast,
it's only $10.
Yes.
So it's very, very well priced. It's a great location.
Yes.
And we like it there. So we've been very happy with Tamagotchi and with their help. And it's a little bit dark. That's very valuable for all the women. And for most of us. So we take pictures. The reason I say it's dark is because I take pictures and I usually have to color them up, to get more light. But that doesn't mean anything against the networking, but against the quality. The quality is wonderful quality, wonderful service. Yes. It's a great place.
Yes, it is.
That's Thursday. Friday for lunch, it's right here in a place called Cilantro's on Rayford, right here in the Woodlands. And that's the meeting all in Spanish. In that meeting, we do the same thing we do in English, but in Spanish. And that's what I was telling you. I just can't do the same thing. There's certain things I can't say in Spanish that I say in English. Like I usually say in English things like, okay, you're here to network, you're here to get to know each other. I make it about them, not you. People get offended when I say that in Spanish. I know.
Interesting.
Well, you'll see. And then you won't see, but you've been around the market. It's just, so I'm just being more careful. If I've offended anyone that's listening, this is the way it works. You have to get beyond the offendedness to get the good part. Yes. If you want the sugar, you have to go beyond, First, you have to put up with my thing. Anyway, all right. So that's Friday, and then we're done for the week.
Yes.
And today's the last day of the month, so it's a wonderful time to be around. When we come back, we're going to learn more from Miriam Amaya. She's a professional dancer, an instructor, and we'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show, with monthly and weekly slots available in Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776 to take your first step into the radio world.
We have the safest food supply in the world. Strict laws and regulations restrict the usage of hormones, antibiotics, and pesticides within our food supply. Production agriculture practices and technologies such as the use of GMOs, which is not any more or less risky than conventional crop production, has allowed American farmers to produce more food on less acres in environmentally sound ways. Find out more online at pathtotheplate.tamu.edu. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make lives better.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Yamel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, the Woodlands, Texas. The Yamel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Yamel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Yamel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Yamel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.mlagency.com. The ML Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
Hispanic Chamber Connections with Dr. Carlos Sanchez, president of the Woodlands-Conroe Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, featuring event announcements, member highlights, and more. Tuesdays at 1 p.m., broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
We're back. We are back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Did I hear we're on at 1 p.m. on that promo? I'm not sure. I think I just heard the young lady say the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show sponsored by the ML Agency at 1 p.m. on Tuesday. I think. I may have heard something different because we're on at 2. But nonetheless, we'll double check that. Thank you for letting me know, whoever it was that texted me earlier. Anyway, I'm here with Miriam Amaya. Miriam Amaya is a professional dancer. And a lot of folks don't know. When I say professional dancer, there's a whole other meaning that it has and a whole other way of understanding it as a cultural sort of beautiful art form versus other ideas people have about dancers. Mm-hmm. So Miriam Amaya, would you mind, well, first, thank you for being on the program.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
Will you tell us more about who you are and what you do, if you don't mind, please?
Well, I am a professional dancer, professional instructor as well. I'm a dance instructor, professional dancer for family-oriented parties. And what I do is a mixture of Middle Eastern dance, commonly known as belly dance with a tint of samba from Brazil, Hawaii, a little bit of Bollywood from India. I incorporate LED lights into my show as well as fire dancing to make the show different. Mm-hmm. It's not the regular belly dancing show that you would see in other places. I like to incorporate different cultures, different styles of dancing into what I do.
So why do people hire you, Miriam? What's the big deal?
They really like the fusion, the mixture of different styles of dance that I do. Mm-hmm. So, you know, in let's say in a wedding or a birthday party, it could be a 20-30 minute show, and I incorporate every choreography, every single song that I perform to is going to look different from the previous one.
Wow.
So it's never the same thing over and over.
And it's quite beautiful. Miriam, if somebody wants to get a hold of you, what number do they call?
281-691-2517.
And your website?
www.miriam, that's MIRIAM-Amaya, AMAYA, bellydance.com.
Thank you very much, Miriam. I mean, that's just part of what we do. That will, we want to feature you, and we want people to know you and to understand the type of work you do. Because every time I see it, and friends that I have see it, we're very impressed.
Thank you.
Because we understand that there's a lot of culture behind everything like that.
Yes.
So belly dancing. Start with this. What got you into belly dancing? How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it for 11 years. Mm-hmm. What caught my attention was obviously seeing a concert from Shakira. And I said, hey, maybe I can do this.
Shakira, her hips don't lie?
Her hips don't lie.
Don't lie, okay. Yeah.
But the thing about any type of dancing, if you want to do professionally, you have to learn from teachers that know what they're doing. It's not just learning from YouTube or learning from somebody else's.
I'm learning to dance salsa on YouTube.
Well, but are you planning to do it professionally?
I'm planning to just go out there and not make a fool of myself.
See, that's different. That's different because if I do it only as a hobby, then I guess I don't have to pay privately for my 2 dance instructors, for my fire instructors. You just do it for fun. And for me, this is my life. It's my passion. I have a bachelor's degree in business administration, and I worked with different companies, big companies. And it just didn't fill me up. I was making money. Everything was good, was supposed to be good. But deep inside, I was empty. And so I knew that I needed to go in for my dream. And my dream is to share the passion of the art of belly dance, of all this dance, that it helps you not only just dancing. Some people think, she's pretty and she wants to go out there. No, it's really not. It's more of a self-esteem. Dancing, any type of dancing, it helps you with self-esteem. It helps you with loving yourself. It helps you with accepting yourself of who you are. And also, It helps you as an exercise if you want to lose weight.
Well, yeah,
you know.
like for example, me as a guy,
Mhm.
it might help me with my self-esteem because now I know how to move a little bit better, and the girl I'm with is not just laughing at me.
And there's going to be a line of ladies waiting for you to ask them to dance. And
There's already one.
They're going to be asking you to dance.
I know. See, that's the thing. I've been asked to dance, and it's weird when you have to say, "Well, I can't go." Like, why? Because I don't dance.
Mm-hmm.
So for all my life that I didn't need to dance,
yes.
I just didn't do it. But now it's like a thing. If you're a guy and you're looking or not looking or single or whatever,
mm-hmm.
you better learn to dance, man, because you're not going to go anywhere.
No, nowhere.
Because the ladies like to dance. That's
we
just
love
what
to
it
dance.
is.
Yes. In every party, like I always get the ladies to dance, and they make the party alive. I mean, they're the ones that always, dancing, clapping. Actually, for a lot, I got this question. Most of the time, people think that it's men or the gentleman that is hiring me for their parties, and it's actually not. It's actually the wife. It's actually the stepdaughter or the mother-in-law. That I had a birthday party of an 18-year-old. He just graduated, and so the grandmother was the one that hired me.
Wow!
So I'm blessed in having a show that is family oriented and that kids and adults can have a good time looking at the show, watching the show.
So a big deal is to reiterate to the public, especially to the listeners, the family oriented show.
Yes.
That it's a highly cultural show.
Yes.
Where people learn something and they see just a beautiful representation of what belly dance is. And so part of that culture, the culture part, Miriam, what kind of things do you explain to people about the dance you're doing that they find fascinating, that you think, wow, this, like how old is belly dance? Where did it come from and all that?
Well, see, the thing is that it's thousands of years ago that this started. There's not quite a country that we can say it started from this country because there was so much migration coming back and forth. It is known as a Middle Eastern dance. Okay. But within belly dance, there's different styles of dancing. Egyptian, Lebanese, Turkish, American.
We have one too?
Yes,
no
we
way.
have we have American cabaret, we have American tribal.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Which is it's different, and each and every one of them is beautiful in its own way. But you have to learn, the history and where, the movements. There's the there's basic movements that every single style uses, but just the attitude of how you dance it is different.
Okay. And you come with a lot of attitude. I've seen.
I just love it,
Well, and people really enjoy that, the professionalism that you put in it.
Thank you.
Which a lot of folks don't understand. They don't understand it until they see it. Until they experience it.
Yes.
Yes. That's why, I mean, for you, for sure, video is so important, and
it is,
and of course, relationships with people, because it's easy to get the wrong idea because of the words you use.
Yes.
I'm a dancer, a belly dancer, Shakira, whatever. Even Shakira in her videos, that's family oriented. I mean, she gets a little bit.
It's Hollywood,
Right.
Even she gets out of the what the culture is because it's Hollywood.
Agree.
Hollywood makes it so different from, like, let's say it's a story from a book, and you read the book and then you say, well, it's so different from the book.
Yeah.
Because it's Hollywood. They have to make it glittery or what is supposed to be bad. It's like catastrophic in the on TV. So they have to change quite a bit to get attention. And the attention that I want to get is more, I want my show to be described as elegant, something that brings beauty, class, and fun to your family-oriented party, to your corporate event.
Let me ask you this. I was looking the other day, not looking, but, I was comparing. There's some other people out there, of course, that do belly dance, just like there's 40 chambers of commerce. There's people that do everything. We're not the first ones under the sun to do these things, but
correct.
I know that what makes us different is our philosophy and the way we do business. Something that I saw that was very noticeable about the outfits, what do you call these things?
The costumes.
The costumes you wear versus the costumes I've seen other belly dancers wear. The ones that they wear, it seems like they made it their own home. That somebody was there making it for them. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I don't see them as professional. Where do you get your costumes from?
My costumes are made in Turkey. It's Dogan costumes.
Mhm.
Each costume, the minimum I've paid is 550. The maximum 850. Um, I believe that quality, when you're a professional, you should wear a professional costume.
Mm.
Your show should be professional. Um, Only one choreography, it takes me 1 to 2 months to really master it. I
Wow.
believe in mastering what I do.
Mhm.
I just don't believe in buying, let's say, a sword and just put it on my head and then do the minimum. No, I want to master it. That's why it
Mm.
has taken
It
me
takes a long time.
11 years of practice with the sword. So anybody who sees the, let's say, the videos with the sword, the spinning, the
Mhm.
dropping in knee spins and continuous spinning, it has taken me 11 years
And
actually,
it probably takes a lot longer because if you're judged by people who do that for a living, they would say, well, she's just a beginner.
Exactly.
Because these are things that, I remember I did Tai Chi for many, many years and
Wonderful.
still,
Tai Chi.
but I have a teacher who does Tai Chi with the sword. And it's just the most
Beautiful.
beautiful thing you've ever seen because it's so elegant, right?
Yes.
And this teacher of mine has been practicing Tai Chi for like 40 years. And yeah, she's 60. Yeah. And she'll tell you, I still don't know what I'm doing with the sword. I mean, my teacher still looks at me and corrects me.
Yes, definitely.
So if it's an art form like that, I mean, that's serious stuff.
Yes.
And I guess that was the point of my question is when I've seen you, the seriousness of which, with which you perform and the uniform is the costume so beautiful, right?
Thank
And plus there's something else. Even you fit the part so well.
Thank you.
You're outstanding from what I've seen in terms of other. Like I go to a hookah bar and I see these people dance. Like, okay, what is this? Come on, So that makes a big difference.
I always have focused on in giving quality in
Mhm.
everything I provide because if you're paying me for something, I always want to put myself in the shoes of the client.
Okay.
So if I'm the client and you tell me is this amount of money,
Mhm.
and then this person shows up not looking as professional,
Right.
the show not really good, then I'm
Mhm.
going to say, well, I wasted my money.
Sure.
So I really want people to really be inspired, either
Mhm.
two things, to obviously hire me again. And second, sometimes they want to learn
Mm.
what I do.
Will you
And
teach them there?
There, usually when I get hired for baby showers or bachelorette parties,
Mhm.
that's the time when they want me to maybe dance one song and then get people out to dance and teach them a few movements,
Mhm.
and it's the most fun because the history of belly dance in
Mhm.
the Middle East is a group of women together all by themselves. The
Mhm.
guys are in another
Of course, we
area,
have to be
right?
separate.
And so girls 10, 11, they grow up seeing their aunt, their mom
Mhm.
dancing amongst women. And so that's the culture, and that's where it's women pushing women up,
Ah.
helping one another, um,
Mhm.
clapping for one another, and being happy for one another. And that's what it makes me feel whenever I'm in a group of women,
Mhm.
that there's that energy
Sure.
of helping one another.
And you said that women are the people that generally hire you too.
Yes, yes. Most of the women most of my clients that I get is women that call me and say, "Oh, my husband is turning, 60, or my father-in-law is turning 80. I just did the 80th birthday party this past Friday. It was so much fun.
Wow. Mhm.
It's so neat.
And a woman is the one that hired you.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, this is a big deal because culturally we're not really familiar with the whole procedure and everything else. So Miriam is enlightening us in how this works and how there's a huge background to all this. That's women's self-esteem, self everything, and we're going to talk about that when we come back from break. So thank you, Miriam, for all that information, and we'll be right back.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app for your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That is Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
What can the Better Living for Texans program do for you? You can learn how to increase your consumption of fruits and vegetables, choose foods that are relatively inexpensive and good to eat, make your food dollars last longer, prepare quick, nutritious meals, help your children learn how to eat healthier snacks, and much more. Our program is committed to helping people like you improve your health through providing research-based nutrition education in a friendly, cost-free, and relaxed environment. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, Zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Amel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, the Woodlands, Texas. The Amel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Amel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Amel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Amel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.amelagency.com. The Amel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
We're back. We are back. This is Dr. Carlos Sanchez, Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show, featuring our members. If you are a member of this organization and would like to be a part of this program, please email me, text me, send me smoke signals. It doesn't matter. Whatever way you can, get a hold of us. Let me know. In general, it takes 2 or 3 tries before I can actually respond. And there's a reason for that. I mean, I tell people this all the time. It's not about me being arrogant or mean or anything, but I still get more than 120 emails every day. I just talk to a lot of people, because I have several businesses, and so there's so much traffic. I have like 5 different email accounts, and I don't know how many. Just too much, It's overwhelming. So please be patient. You will get on the show. If you're a member, you will be on the program. I promise you. So that's what it takes, and so that's what this program is for. It's for you. It's for our members. And right now, today, we're having a great interview with Miriam Amaya. Miriam Amaya is a professional instructor, a master belly dancer, and someone who can take your party to a super next level and really make it memorable and have people leave your party, your event, your conference saying, wow, that act was awesome. And that's the goal, right, Miriam? I mean, This is what you do.
Yes, that's the goal.
So in general, what kind of things do you do to get to know people before you dance? Do you ever go into companies and talk to them first, or give them any kind of instruction?
Usually we get all the information. I get all the information when they call me to obtain prices, or if they want to take a look at my videos, I send the video links, or I guide them to go to my website.
What is the website?
www.miriam-amayabellydance.com.
That's a long one. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I say that because I just changed, like I told you, I just changed ours.
Gotcha.
The ours used to be www.tgchcc.org.
Oh, Lord Jesus, have mercy.
The Texas Gulf Coast Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. That's just way too much.
Yes.
So instead, we are mytexaschamber.org.
There you go. Okay.
And just with My Texas Chamber, go there and you'll find everything for our Chamber of Commerce, because yours is not that bad, but you know what I mean? It's like when it's long, people are like, they struggle with that.
Yes.
We just got somebody texted us and asked a question for Miriam. You ready?
Ready.
How old are you? That's what they're asking. How old is a young lady that's sitting with you right now? So they want to understand, I guess, Does belly dance help with youthfulness and feeling more beautiful?
Oh yeah, definitely.
How does
I'm
it help?
proudly 34. It helps. Back in the day, the thing about dancing itself, now that I'm in my 30s, I feel so much assured of myself. I
Mm,
go out there and just give it my all without fear, and without having this fear or doubt if people are gonna like my show or not.
mm,
And I tell myself, I did my due diligence in.
mhm,
I actually practice 4, 5 days a week,
mhm.
2, 3 hours a day. And so I've told myself, you're ready.
Yeah.
You're ready. You've done your homework and just get out there and enjoy it.
So she's very confident and she's
Yes.
34.
34.
So something also that I know about Miriam, maybe she can explain. You and I have had coffee several times before, and
Yes.
we've just kind of talked as friends and as members of the chamber. I noticed that your arms,
Mhm.
especially like your elbows, had bruises. I thought, what's going on? Well,
Getting beat up.
did she get beat up? Did she fall? Or
No.
why do you get bruises like that?
I'm actually practicing doing staff on fire and also LED staff. And so there's this movement that goes behind my head and then behind my back. And so that time that you saw the bruises,
Mm.
I actually practiced the same move for 2 hours, straight hours. And I was hitting my elbow all the time, every time.
Mm.
Probably around an hour and a half after I stopped hitting my elbow. And to me, that's that I did a good job at practicing.
Right.
Whenever something that is not working for me, finally I get it, then I say, okay, now I can go home.
You know what's weird? That's so important because it shows your professionalism. For me, at presentations, at meetings,
Mhm.
I do the same thing. I know that when because I can feel it,
Mhm. Mhm.
It's not about upsetting or not upsetting people. It's the energy, and because you're interacting with everybody all the time.
Yes.
And if you do a good performance,
Mhm.
you know you did a good performance.
Yes.
And the only way to know that is if you perform without fear.
There you go.
have to perform out
Yes.
of confidence,
Yes.
out of instinct.
In my 20s, I used to have a lot of
Mhm.
self-doubts. I
Mhm.
used to have a lot of fear.
Mhm.
I had not accepted myself for who I was.
Okay.
And
Wow.
so the 30s came and I said, you know what? I love myself. I
The heck
accept
with it.
myself and heck with it. I'm just going to go because I enjoy this and this is my passion.
Mhm.
So that's what I did, and I took away, I said, I don't want this fear. I don't want this. I don't want that.
Mhm.
And I stayed with who I am now.
So Miriam, let me ask you because
Yes.
you've said something really important.
Sure.
For people that are not in the job of their dreams. I mean, we have some folks. I know some folks who don't like their jobs,
Mhm.
and who, because they don't like their jobs, they seem to be a little bit unhappier.
Yes.
They're not. How do you recommend somebody begin to find their passion? Because you found your passion, and when you can tell,
Mhm. Mhm.
like for example, the difference between groups in our chamber
Mhm.
is that this group that you went to today,
Yes.
a lot of them are in their passion. They
I can
love
tell.
what they do, and you can
Yes.
feel it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So how would you recommend to someone that they start the steps to finding their passion? Because it's such a hard thing to do.
It's just being conscious of what makes you not think of it as a job.
Mm-hmm.
Like this, I don't think about it as a job. I feel free. That's the thing. When I wasn't doing it, I felt so constricted. I
Mm.
felt unhappy. I felt so stressed out. When I would perform, when I would dance, I felt freedom, complete freedom.
Okay.
And that's how whenever people say, "Oh, you work at this," and it just doesn't feel like work.
Mm-hmm.
So find something that it just makes you feel free. It makes you feel happy. It makes you lose uh, what do you call it? Conscious of time.
Right.
You're doing it and you're like, oh, it's been 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even feel it.
Mm.
That's something where you can.
That's also a
start
thing
with.
because it happens to me also when I'm writing. When I write, like I've written a few books. I mean, I don't know,
Very nice.
20, whatever amount of books, right? But when I'm writing things that I love, I just don't. Time does go away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wanted to do this.
Okay.
I messed up. Well, maybe I'll ask you later because everything you just said, I should have recorded. I thought it was very special what you just said
Oh.
about finding your passion. So Miriam Amaya. So we're talking here with Miriam Amaya. She's a professional dancer, belly dancer, also an instructor about finding your passion. And Miriam, would you mind giving us those steps one more time. What are the steps you recommend people follow to find their passion?
Find something that makes you free. Find something that makes you happy. That thing that makes you just, you know, lose yourself. Like you don't even know how you got there, or it's been 3 hours that you're doing it and you don't even know where time went. That's your passion. Go for it with no fear. Don't think about what people will say about it. I used to think, oh, what are people going to say, that I'm a dancer, I'm a belly dancer, I'm this and that. You know what? That's what makes me happy. There's only one life and you need to be happy.
And when you do follow your passion, like Miriam is saying, of course, you're more successful.
Oh, yes, definitely. And the thing about success, it might not mean that you will get rich with this. It means that you're going to wake up and thank God for another day that you're able to do what you love to do.
So Miriam Amaya, one more time, can you give us your website, please?
Yes, www.miriam-amayabellydance.com.
Very good. Thank you very much, Miriam.
Thank you.
So that's a very important lesson for all of us, is to understand, because some of y'all that I know, I mean, you're very, very important to this Chamber of Commerce, and you're very important to me as a person. But I know that when you talk to me, you tell me sometimes how much you dislike what you're doing and how much you want to quit and do something. So I always challenge. I mean, I don't just listen. I say, well, what are you doing about it? Exactly. Like, okay, so you're telling me right now that you hate this thing. What can I do to help you make a move right now instead of talking about it? You know? And so those are some really good practical steps somebody can take. Because like, there was a time in your life when you were doing something you loved. All of us had that time. And usually that was when we were kids, younger.
Yes.
And but then somebody told us you need to be practical. You need to be like everybody else and go to work and go to school and all. And then we lose our passion because we go off that path that we were on, right? So we tell you now, as an adult or wherever you are in your life, if you left something because you wanted to be more practical and you're unhappy, and that used to make you happy, you should look for ways to go back to that.
Yes.
We would support you,
Reconnect to your little person.
Absolutely. Well, that's your dream,
yes.
Right? And a lot of people sell out, and that's why they become very unhappy, and they're 30 and 40 years old, and they wish they, were somewhere else. It's just a whole thing, So I see that a lot,
When I turned 30, I just realized, and I told myself I didn't want to be 50, 60, 70 regretting that I didn't jump into my dream. So that's what helped me too.
And at some point, you're also looking at opening a school.
Then. Yeah, definitely. The dream that I have is not only performing, but also having my own entertainment service company as well as my own studio. So that's the dream that I have. Yes.
And you're looking at that into the future.
Yes.
So for right now, Miriam, what does it take to book you or to work with you? Do I need to make a phone call and then talk to you? How does it work?
Usually what people do is call me at the 281-691-2517 number, or they can go to my website into the contact tab and they can put all the information there, and then I'll get in contact with them.
Okay. And what kind of things do you look for in terms of people that you would like to work with? I mean, are there special types of groups that you like and others that you don't?
For family-oriented events, obviously family-oriented. I've gotten requests for bachelor parties. I don't do bachelor parties. I want to keep it family-oriented. Birthday parties where there's going to be, I've done a birthday party of a gentleman where the wife hired me, and there was her and 3 or 4 other helpers that were doing the food. And most of all of his friends were there. They were very respectful. They were actually from India.
Well, they better be respectful. The wife's right there. So get them. Yeah, okay.
And so, as long as there's females in the crowd, I'm able to do it.
But basically, there's going to be different types of groups. And guys, if you're listening, or ladies, and you're thinking bachelor party, that's the wrong thought. Yeah. Because that's not the kind of dance that this is.
No.
This is a very, very, there's a lot of sophistication to this, a lot of esotericism involved in belly dance. So, you'll learn a lot, but also, of course, it's a beautiful show. It's very entertaining, and people will love it. So,
Miriam-amayabellydance.com. Also available for corporate events, Christmas parties, annual parties.
Okay.
New Year's Eve is a big one.
Come on, guys, book her for New Year's Eve. Get ready.
Call now.
So, and we can do that. So when we come back from break, we're going to talk a lot more about just the best people you want to work with, more about Miriam Amaya when we get back. So please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
What is homelessness? Have you seen parents struggle to find a job without having transportation or childcare? What about the children sleeping in cars with nothing to eat? Families shouldn't have to struggle to survive, and children should not be homeless. Family Promise of Montgomery County serves the needs of homeless families and their children. Learn about ways you can help and learn about partnership opportunities at www.familypromiseofmc.org or call our day center at 936-441-8778.
The Hispanic Chamber Connection is sponsored by the Amel Insurance Agency, located at 719 Sawdust Road, Suite 103, the Woodlands, Texas. The Amel Agency is a family-owned insurance agency that provides home, life, automobile, and umbrella insurance coverage. Since 2006, the Amel Agency has been a bilingual insurance service for businesses and private citizens in the Montgomery County area. For more information on the Amel Insurance Agency, please visit the Hispanic Chamber Connection at www.irlonestar.com/HCC. The Amel Insurance Agency is available by telephone at 832-525-5656 or online www.amelagency.com. The Amel Insurance Agency is a sponsor of this program, and the Hispanic Chamber Connection thanks you.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
We're back. We are back. We are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the final portion of our show. We're here with Miriam Amaya. Miriam Amaya is a professional instructor, belly dancer, entertainer, artist, and someone that you need to get to know. Her website is Miriam-Amaya bellydance.com.
There you go.
So it's real simple. Miriam, M-I-R-I-M, dash as in dash, Amaya, A-M-A-Y-A, bellydance.com. So you'll get to know her. She's got videos there. She's got her background, all kinds of things, especially the Book Me Now button that
Yes.
you can push. And bottom line is what she provides to advance exotic entertainment in the best form possible. I mean, see, these words are messed up by other entertainers that are out there that do things that are not necessarily family.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to realize this is a very family-oriented culture, as a cultural experience. So you can call Miriam real simply at
281-691-2517.
She's already got the whole gist of this show. And please do so. Give her a buzz if you just want to learn more. I think Miriam also is going to start doing presentations about this whole cultural aspect of belly dance, and that you can go to companies or go to your different locations and talk about this as an instructor, to give you ideas of how it works, because that would be a very meaningful part of her business, because people need to learn about it.
Sure.
So it's educational,
Yes.
helping others, and that's what we all do. And we're out there all the time. And I tell our members this every day. The better you are at telling your message, the better you are at telling your story, the more success you'll have.
Correct.
It always goes to the person who tells it the best.
Mhm.
And you've got something bigger than these things, and that's women's success, personal development, self-esteem, self-confidence, you know? So tonight at Latinos Without Borders, Miriam, for sure, look at what they're doing, especially the speakers, because I think that you can do something very similar, you know? You're incorporating something that most people, I've never seen somebody, I've seen people in Hawaii do it.
Gotcha.
You know, they're doing hula, they're doing things. So they do a lot of explaining as to why and how, you know? But I've never seen somebody doing belly dance and explaining why and how.
Gotcha.
So it's just something else. Well, something else that makes you unique. I mean, Ivan Eisner, who's the founder of BNI, for those of you that know Ivan Eisner, posted this big compliment of you.
Thank you.
And about how unique you are in the things that you do.
Thank you.
You know, he said how BNI can be for everybody. This whole thing about BNI, but it doesn't matter. He was very adamant and he admires you a lot.
Thank you.
You know,
Yeah,
so
that was neat of him.
So it was a great little piece of information. You did a dance for the BNIs.
Yes, BNI Gaila.
Okay, so very good. So Miriam, one more time, please give us your website if you don't mind.
www.miriam-amayabellydance.com.
So if you're a wife, if you're a meeting planner, an event planner, everything from
party hall owners or managers, as well. You know, nursing homes. Nursing homes. I really enjoy dancing for seniors as well. And I do also. I try to do one or two charity.
Okay, and tell us your YouTube channel. What's the name?
Miriam Amaya Belly Dance.
Very good, on YouTube. So thank you so much for being on the program, Miriam.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you back here next week. I'm Dr. Carlos Sanchez with the Hispanic Chamber Connection radio show. Signing off. We'll see you back next week. Have a great week. Goodbye.
Sweet Caroline, oh, call out my name. Sweet Caroline, oh, I need you here today. Sweet Caroline, oh, there's a night that will come, babe. Sweet Caroline, I let the stroke come undone. And in every waking moment, babe, every single day, Lord, you call to me. Sweet Caroline, oh, tell me now, which way do we go from here? Do we walk barefooted through the dark just to get to you? Caroline, oh, there's a night that will come, baby. Sweet Caroline, where I'll let this road lead to you. And in every waking moment, babe, every single day, Lord, you call to me. Sweet Caroline, and every waking moment, babe, every single day, Lord, you call to me. And in every road I travel now, Lord, I dream about you every day. Sweet Caroline, I'm coming home to you, Mama. Sweet Caroline. Oh, my love is true. Sweet Caroline. Oh, the night has come. Sweet Caroline, I'll take this road on to you. And honey, I'm home with you. Well, I'm gonna pick up some of these empties, Lord, as soon as I find where they lay. Tied off them jolly and leaving mines on a long hot summer day. And for every day I'm working on the Illinois River, get a half a day off with pay. Oh, towboat picking up barges on a long hot summer day. Well, I got me a gal in Pekin. She's a good old gal, okay. Oh, she's sitting there waiting by a window fan on a long hot summer day. For every day I'm working on the Illinois River, get a half a day off with pay. Oh, towboat picking up barges on a long hot summer day. Last night we had pork for supper, and tomorrow be chicken consomme and a fruit jar full of iced tea on a long hot summer day. And for every day I'm working on the Illinois River, get a half a day off with pay. Oh, towboat picking up barges on a long hot summer day. Well, we dropped the man off in Beardstown when we got off yesterday. Gonna get off down in Austin on a long hot summer day. And for every day I'm working on the Illinois River, get a half a day off with pay. Oh, towboat picking up barges on a long hot summer day. And for every day I'm working on the Illinois River, get a half a day off with pay. Oh, towboat picking up barges on a long hot summer day. And for every day I'm working on the Illinois River, get a half a day off with pay. Oh, towboat picking up barges on a